Today I am wrapping up what I packed for my 9-week trip across 5 South American countries. Overall, I packed pretty light for a 9-week trip spanning all 4 seasons. My checked luggage weighed just a little over 10 kilograms. While this isn't every single piece of clothing I brought, it basically covers every category. I brought several 100% merino wool tops, like this one and this one right here. The best part about wool is that it's lightweight, dries fast and wicks away sweat exceptionally well. Even after a long day of trekking, you won't stink. You can buy a few versatile wool pieces to mix and match. I also brought a thin, quick-dry long-sleeve shirt. Items like this are worth grabbing a few of because they're super light, dry in no time, and don't add bulk to your bag. Everything I brought was easy to layer. For example, this thermal top from Uniqlo is lightweight, quick-drying, and seamlessly layers under other pieces to add a pop of color for photos. I packed a few tank tops as well. This thick, snug-fitting tank top was a total lifesaver whenever my thermal base layer wasn't quite warm enough. Wearing this underneath added a surprising amount of warmth. Besides thick ones, I also brought a few thin tank tops. They were super convenient for wearing indoors, or layering under a long-sleeve sun shirt in the Amazon. In the Amazon, long sleeves are a non-negotiable. They protect you from both the harsh sun and bug bites. In fact, almost all the tops I packed were long-sleeved. Long sleeves keep you warm when it's cold, and protect you when it's hot, making them far more practical. I only packed one short-sleeve shirt for the entire trip. This is the only sweater I brought, mainly because it has a higher neckline. I get cold really easily. So up in the Andes at 4,000 or 5,000 meters, I could layer this right over those wool shirts I showed earlier. Then this fleece jacket goes right over the sweater. That's what I mean by layering. When it gets cold, you just keep adding pieces one on top of the other. Plus, this fleece is super lightweight, quick drying, and weighs almost nothing. Now this is the thickest jacket I packed. When it got freezing cold, I'd throw on all those layers underneath and put this on top. It's windproof, waterproof, and has an insulated lining. Honestly, I don't think the jacket itself is super thick, but once you've got all those layers on underneath, it does the job just fine. June was the coldest month while I was there. If it were any colder, you'd probably need to pile on even more layers underneath. As for bottoms, I didn't bring anything super heavy. I just brought 2 pairs of thick sports leggings. They're stretchy, comfortable, and kept me warm enough. Even though June was cold, it wasn't cold enough to wear 2 pairs of pants at once. I also packed a pair of heavy-duty thermal leggings to keep me warm during freezing nights on the 4,000-meter high plateau. But in reality, I never actually wore them. Not because it wasn't cold enough, but because it was so cold that I couldn't summon the courage to strip down and change into them. These 2 pairs of pants I brought were thin, quick-drying hiking pants, ideal for milder climates. Another great feature of these pants is their loose fit. I could easily layer them over my base layer leggings if needed. I brought 2 types of socks, regular everyday socks and merino wool socks. Merino wool socks are super soft, wick away moisture, and cushion your feet amazingly well. They were worth every penny and incredibly comfortable. I 100% recommend them, especially if you're traveling to South America in winter. This is something I strongly recommend everyone must pack. A multifunctional neck gaiter buff. It is so versatile. When it's windy and dusty, you can pull it up over your face to block the sand. Its sun protection needs no introduction. You can keep it pulled up over your face. When it's cold, you can wear it around your neck as a scarf. And if you're worried about getting your hair dirty, you can gather it up into a bun, pull it over, and wrap your hair with it. I strongly recommend bringing one whenever you travel. As for shoes, I brought 3 pairs. This pair is hiking shoes, specifically designed with soles suitable for hiking and good traction. I bought this pair with a higher ankle cut for better ankle support. You definitely need to bring a pair of sandals. This pair of shoes I brought specifically to wear around cities, because its soles are light and soft, which is very friendly on the feet. Another thing I highly recommend is this wearable phone case. It keeps your phone really safe, especially for absent-minded people who tend to lose things easily. When I was in Latin America, my tour guide warned me twice that taking photos by the roadside can be pretty dangerous, because people might snatch your phone. So wearing it feels a lot safer. The lanyard is adjustable, which makes it super convenient. It also frees up your hands. These are the 2 power banks I brought. This one is solar powered and even doubles as a flashlight here. I bought it because I heard the conditions at the Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia are pretty rough. Some places might not have electricity. So just to be safe, I brought a solar charger. I didn't end up using it. The reason is that this other power bank is just way too powerful. It can charge 2 iPhones back to back, or it charges super fast. It comes with 2 charging cables. One is the traditional lightning cable for older iPhones, and the other is a Type-C. I always pack a few of these pegs. They feature a built-in loop so you can hook them over any bar, or shower rod to hang up clothes to dry. Super convenient. It rains quite a bit in South America, so a raincoat is a must. Plus, it doubles as a windproof layer when cold. I'd also suggest bringing your own tissues and a pack of wet wipes. I brought compressed disposable bath towels, because hotel towels in certain places didn't feel super clean. Bug repellent and sunscreen are absolute necessities. Look for bug repellent with 20% to 30% DEET or higher. Don't assume bugs are only in the rainforest. I actually got bitten by an unknown insect in the middle of the desert, which caused a nasty allergic reaction and inflammation. In Peru and Bolivia, the air felt quite dry, so bring rich, hydrating skincare products. I also recommend packing a saline nasal spray and an SPF lip balm. Definitely bring a few empty bags for dirty laundry, damp clothes, or half-used items. A U-shaped neck pillow is essential, if you want to catch any sleep on long flights or bus rides. I brought 2 pairs of sunglasses, 1 pair of prescription polarized sunglasses, which I wore most of the time, and a second pair with high UV protection, crucial for places like Salar de Uyuni, the Bolivian salt flats, where the glare is blinding. I only brought 1 hat, but for longer trips, I recommend bringing 2. Make sure your hat has a chin strap wind cord, because some places get extremely windy. Having 2 lets you wash one when it gets sweaty, and gives you options for photos. I also brought some band-aids and cotton swabs, and I actually used both. These next few items are things I packed but barely ended up using. First, this umbrella. Since I brought 2 decent disposable raincoats, I never needed it. I also hardly used my action camera or its filters and mic. For one, my main camera covered almost everything I wanted to shoot. Second, many cities in South America aren't the safest. Walking around solo with an action cam in hand, and a phone around my neck felt like a huge safety risk. I only brought 1 foundation, but I didn't use it even once, because I had to constantly reapply sunscreen. As for power adapters, I only brought 1 universal adapter this time, but I'd recommend bringing an extra. If you're heading to high altitude areas, charging speeds slow down significantly at higher elevations, so having a couple allows you to charge multiple devices at the same time. I didn't bring a swimsuit, because I don't really like swimming in autumn or winter. But if you don't mind the cold, definitely bring one. There are hot springs around the volcanoes in Peru and Bolivia, and plenty of spots to swim in Brazil and the Amazon. If you're planning to visit the Amazon, be prepared to change clothes up to 3 times a day, and stick to light-colored clothing, as dark colors tend to attract more bugs. The absolute golden rule for packing clothes for South America is layering. Your clothes need to be easy to layer on and take off smoothly, because temperature swings between day and night can be massive. For instance, at Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia, it can feel pretty warm during the day, but the moment the sun goes down, temperatures drop like a rock, and it gets freezing cold. Alright, that's it for today's South America packing guide. Next time we'll talk about mobile data, cash, and credit cards. Catch you then!